Hey guys, it's Miss Countryman, and we are going to take our early Republic assessment on George Washington and John Adams. You are going to take your test using the paper, and then here in just a minute when you're done, then you can enter your answers in on the computer using the code at the top, just like always. So if you are ready, grab your pen or pencil. So let's look at number 1. First thing, I have done a little favor for you. On every question, I have crossed one of the answer choices out, so you need to do that on your paper as well. Okay. Which of the following is a best example of an early U.S. struggle to define the domestic authority of the central government? Okay, we just did this. Let's think back. Domestic, that means it's inside of our country. Which one of these issues happened inside of America and defined the power of the central government? A, the XYZ affair, B, the War of 1812, or D, the Whiskey Rebellion. Remember, you can pause me at any point and then push play when you're ready to go forward. Number 2, this box is straight from your test review. On your test review, it said that you needed to come up with a good title for this box. So in the box, it says, states owed debts to soldiers for their efforts in the American Revolution. The Continental Congress owed money to bondholders. American manufacturers wanted a tariff to protect them from competition with the British. And Americans needed a stable currency. Which of the following was intended to solve these problems? So which of these things fixed all the problems that are in that box? A, Alexander Hamilton's financial plan, B, the Judiciary Act of 1789, or C, the Bill of Rights in 1791. Okay, number 3. Which of the following established a system of federal courts below the Supreme Court? Okay, before we look at the answers, everybody, what branch of government is the Supreme Court in? Is the Supreme Court legislative, executive, or judicial? Stop and think. Courtrooms, they have judges. Which branch of government? Okay, now that you remember that, was this established in the Bill of Rights, the Judiciary Act of 1789, or Marbury versus Madison? Okay, number 4. What was one of the challenges George Washington faced as first president of the United States? So what was one of the very first problems that George Washington came across when he was president? A, deciding which exports to foreign countries should be taxed. C, paying off debt from the American Revolution. Or D, determining how many senators each state should have in Congress. Number 5. When President George Washington suppressed a rebellion of farmers in western Pennsylvania for refusing to pay the whiskey tax, let me reword the question. When George Washington sent troops in to stop the Whiskey Rebellion, what did he show? A, he acted to strengthen the authority of the new federal government. B, he showed his determination to build a large standing army. Or C, he created the framework for a future personal income tax. Number 6, the financial programs of Alexander Hamilton were most favorable to. Okay, what that means is the financial plan of Alexander Hamilton was the best liked by who? Who liked it the very, very best? Would it have been A, Western farmers, B, Eastern merchants, or C, war veterans? Remember that a merchant is just a businessman, and a veteran is just someone who was in the army at that time. All right, take a deep breath. We are doing great, you guys. We are about halfway done, so pat yourself on the back. You're doing awesome. Number 7, the first political parties in the United States formed mainly in response to disagreements over B, the doctrine of judicial review, C, territorial expansion to the west, or D, the extent of federal power? Okay, stop and think. Remember when we cut out all those pictures for the two political parties, and we had Alexander Hamilton on one side and Thomas Jefferson on the other side, and we cut out all those little pictures? Which one did we cut out a picture of? Something called judicial review, somebody expanding to the land in the West, or the federal government getting stronger? Which one was there a picture of? I know you know it. Okay, number 8. President George Washington opposed the formation of political parties because he believed they would. Okay, so that's saying George Washington did not want us to make political parties. Why? Why did he not want that? Because he thought, A, they would extend voting rights to people without property. C, they would involve Americans in foreign entanglements. Or D, they would create jealousies and conflicts that would divide Americans. Think about when grown-ups talk about political parties now. What happens? The same thing still happens. What happens? Okay, number 9. Guys, you've seen this one. You've known it. It was on your test review. We just went over it. Well, there's 3 boxes. What we have to do is figure out who they're talking about in these boxes. It says, favored a strong national government controlled by the most wealthy and educated citizens. These people supported the national bank and the protective tariff, and they found its greatest support in New England. So who are these people? Are they the Sons of Liberty, the Federalists, or the Democratic Republicans? Who wanted all of those things? Okay, guys, we're on number 10 now. We have a diagram that says the leading members of President Washington's cabinet, and we're talking about 2 gentlemen, the Secretary of State Thomas Jefferson, Secretary of Treasury Alexander Hamilton. Remember, Thomas Jefferson and Alexander Hamilton were on those papers where we cut out all those pictures. They hate each other. So disagreements between these 2 cabinet members led to, so what happened? Because they kept fighting. A, the creation of reservations for American Indians. B, a struggle to ratify the Bill of Rights. Or C, the establishment of the first U.S. political parties. Number 11. Okay, there's a quote. History and experience prove that foreign influence is one of the most baneful foes of Republican government. It is our true policy to steer clear of permanent alliances. President George Washington's farewell address. Okay, everybody, grab your pen. I want you to circle some words. Circle in the first line the word foreign. Everybody see the word foreign? Let's see if I can circle it. Let's try this. Oh, pretty cool. Okay, now I want you to underline. Okay, now we're going to underline in the very bottom line, permanent alliances. Sorry about that interruption, my phone rang. Okay, so we have that word foreign, which means other countries, and we have permanent alliances, which means getting involved and being friends with those countries forever. The idea expressed in this quote is that the United States should avoid A, becoming involved in the political affairs of other countries, C, establishing U.S. territories overseas, or D, allowing U.S. citizens to immigrate. All right, hooray, we made it to the last page. Question number 12. Now this question has a lot of words in it. Watch what I underline as I'm talking. How did President Washington's farewell address influence the foreign policy of the United States? So how did Washington's farewell address affect the way we deal with other countries? Did he want us getting involved in other countries or not? It signaled that American presidents should reduce the importation of European goods. B, it cautioned American presidents to halt the colonization of the Western Hemisphere by European powers. Or C, it advised that later American presidents should follow a policy of neutrality in dealing with European nations. Question number 13 should look familiar. It was yesterday's warm-up. What should replace the question mark above where it says avoid permanent alliances, avoid political parties, and avoid sectionalism. Did the Treaty of Did the Treaty of Ghent say that? Did Washington's farewell address say that? Or did the Mayflower Compact say that?